Welcome to Waves of Awareness, the podcast that is bringing the voices and personalities of people with disabilities to the community.
Listening along to learn more about the daily life of me and my friends, the resources available to us and our families, and how this podcast is chatting job for me and others with disability in this community.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Waves of Awareness. We are super excited that you're here. My name is Stacey Davis. I'm one of the co-hosts here for Waves of Awareness. And let's just hop into introductions. We have Mr. Johnny Sunshine. Hey John.
Hello.
How are you today?
I got around to it. Hope I can get this thing go through. Oh, it's on? Okay, I want to make sure it is.
We're rolling now. John's been excited. We also have Miss Jenny Tanner. Hey Jenny, how are you?
I'm going to say, what's up? I'm Sister Sophia from Sound of Music. Catch me on May 3rd and 31st. That's when All Play comes in May.
That's right.
And I'm Sister Sophia. I'm a 9 in this production.
I think we'll have some more information about that backlight production towards the end of our breaking news segment. So we also have two really special guests. We have two members of our early learning team with us here today. We have Miss Michelle Baker. Hey, Michelle, how are you?
How are ya?
Good. We're so excited you're here. And then we also have Alisha Kelley. Hey, Alisha.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Thank you so
Hi,
much
Kelley.
for being here. Yeah. So earlier, John and Jenny said they want to get to know you ladies first before they share what's going on in their lives. And so I'm going to hand it off to Jenny to start our questions off. You ready? Number one.
Can you both introduce yourself and share a little about your role in early learning?
Again, my name is Alisha, and I've been with early learning for about 25 years, with Waves for almost 2 years as an early interventionist. And I'm here with Michelle.
And I'm Michelle. And I've also been working with little ones, lots of different ages, but for a while. And I just started with early learning and developmental therapy about a year ago.
When you walk into a school and you're a child, what do you do the first moment feel like was the routine of the season starting?
I mean, it's different at every school, of course, because you want to be respectful to what they've already got going on, and depending on what time you're walking in. There's some schools where I have lots of little children that I see, so I kind of become familiar with an entire class because I have more than one child at the school or in the classroom. So I just try when I walk in to kind of observe, see what they're doing. I try to find the teacher eventually at the beginning and see, how's everything going, what things are happening. And that's kind of how it first starts.
I would agree with that. Whatever they're doing, we kind of jump in. We know the goals that we're working on, so we just try to work on those goals with whatever activity they are already participating in, and then follow up with the teacher on what we'd like to try to work on for the following week.
What everyday school routines becomes powerful opportunities for growth. How do you turn those moments into a conversation?
I will start this one first. I would say a popular routine that I join a lot is lunchtime. There's a lot of fine motor skills that you can work on using open cups, silverware, responsibilities, being independent, throwing their own trash away. That's something that I feel like during family meal times, parents tend to just clean up after their kids, and or they'll cut up their food really small, and I get to see the other side when they're at preschool and they're more independent.
Yeah. I really like entering in with some of my kids at like that transition time. Kind of talked about that a little earlier today, but like helping them transition from mom and dad into the classroom, and then, that is helpful when they have to go to other therapies or they have to go to the doctor or places that they're not as familiar with. And I think also I love when it's not really something that I lead or join in, but observing when the kids are at a group activity, especially if you have a child that's working on their language skills, and then you see them and they're like singing their little song, and then they finally go, "I'm Bobby," and they say it, and you're like, yes. And then you can, connect with mom and say, hey, this is how they got this child to participate. And, it's a like a little milestone moment that you can share with the family and say, hey, they did it today.
Oh, that's so special.
Yeah, absolutely.
John, do you have a question? It looks like you want to talk, but I can't tell. Do you have a question?
Yeah, Michelle, what you mean you can maybe support the babies? I mean, I heard something about babies. That's what I heard.
With the little, like we go from children that are just born, like 6 weeks old,
Yeah.
or even newborn before that, to 5. So we kind of have that whole early time.
Wow.
Potty training, talking, walking.
Oh, boy, that's a lot of responsibility. It'd be nice you could support it, buy them some baby clothes and all that.
We can connect them to resources as well. Yeah, for sure. And there's 29 of us, so that we can all handle it.
That's right.
Okay, well, I'll just support a baby, about $5 a month for them to get some clothes and everything. Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
I could do that.
Donations to Waves do
Yeah.
help us with
Yes,
our early
donate.
learning
That was a
program.
great
I like
segue
where
to
your
that.
head's at, John.
Yeah, maybe something like that. And I'll think about it. I can let Stacy know. I'll be glad to do that for the babies.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Very kind of you.
that'd be okay for me.
Very
Speaking
sweet,
vision,
John.
yes, ma'am.
That's very sweet.
John,
Yeah.
John, did you know that like those years that Michelle and Alisha are helping the children, that 0 to 5 is so impactful for a kid, because by the age 5, like 80% of the brain is developed. And so them being able to get in there and help those children like really sets a strong foundation for their future. So if they're lacking or if they're missing some things in those first 5 years, it might be a much bigger miss or like gap in their developmental process later in life. So those first 5 years, like they're helping them on the ground level, helping them. Isn't that neat?
I don't know right now about that. I'm not very good at that right now, but I can support them $5 maybe, give them what they need and everything. For now, to put a notice.
Yeah. Awesome. Jenny, do you want to ask another question?
Can you share a recent moment where you saw a breakthrough, a new skill, imaging, or a turn step for the felt of significant?
I had a little guy that we've been working with unprompted language. So trying to get him to, get his needs met by asking for help or pointing to something that he wants. And he was getting out Legos. I was joining them at their playtime. They were getting Legos. And I was sitting adjacent to him, and he walked up to me with 2 Legos that he couldn't take apart, and he said, "Help me." And I said, "Absolutely." And I was like, I wish I had a video. And I was able to, communicate that to the mom and dad. I think it's really great that we can communicate what's happening at school with them in other moments, because those teachers have so many other children. So I think that moment might have been not observed by the teacher, but maybe not communicated. So it was cool that I was there to get that. And it was as clear as day, "Help me." And he handed it to me, and I was like, absolutely. Do this all day.
Exactly. I had a moment about a month ago with a little one that had a stroke in utero, and we had been working with him to walk. And lucky for me, it was during my therapy session that he started walking, and we were able to FaceTime with his PT and OT and his service coordinator to show them. So that was a really special moment, because it takes a team. We're all working together on these same goals. And sometimes we get to see them, sometimes we don't. And it was just a really special moment. So
I just have to say, I always forget that I'm usually a puddle by the time
Yeah,
you guys
I know.
leave when we share these stories. So, like, my question is, like, how often do y'all cry?
Often.
Or is it just me?
Either we're crying or the parents are crying.
Just
one or the
imagining
other.
these things, like,
Yeah.
I'm starting to well,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, oh gosh, like, I just couldn't do what y'all do. It's just amazing.
It's
So,
usually
thank you.
like not in the moment though. Like I can hold it together until I get in the car, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, did that just happen? You know,
I'm not as good as Michelle. I was bawling as he left. I cried and Mom wasn't even crying. And I'm like, I can't believe this happened.
I have a little guy that has a condition, and I can't say what it is because I can't pronounce it. It's because it's something, and he is a hair puller, and that's how he gets your attention. And I walk in, you know,
All the hair.
with all this going on, and so I used to have to pull up. Always wore rubber bands around my wrist, and he's been going to a wonderful new facility. And I went and saw him yesterday, and I was like, oh, shoot, I didn't pull my hair back. And they go, don't worry about it. And he did not pull anybody's hair the entire time he was there. And this was his go-to, hey, I want your attention. Yeah. And it was just so, like, you guys, and it was an opportunity for me to, like, praise on those kids, those teachers, that ABA therapists, that RBT. They're doing that hard work, and that Mom's supporting them. It was just so cool. And I was like, wow, he's getting so grown up now. Like,
Right.
can I have a hug at least? Right. He gave me a high five.
Oh, good. That's perfect.
What might look ordinary to others, but is actually a meaningful development moment in your work?
I think going off of what Michelle said, something as simple as asking for help, that's huge. Getting kids to understand that their language has purpose and how to use that can be something that we all kind of take for granted. Right. And when a child doesn't understand how to ask for help, their days can be long, and they may show it in frustration, crying, different things, and we can come in and take a step back and see what it is that's really bothering them. And when they can accomplish small help, no, those are big moments for us.
Yeah. And what you said earlier about the fine motor skill, just we all take for granted being able to pick up a Cheerio and put it in our mouth or use a spoon. But some of our kiddos, that concept of getting those pincer skills developed is a big deal, and being able to find our mouth. So when we see, I have some littles that are just at that space where they're actually picking up and getting it into their mouth, you know, with just their fingers at this point. But that's something that, you know, a typical parental walking by would go, oh yeah, that's what every child does that. And I'm like, not everybody's. I got that same road, and so those are big moments that we see as like little victories to the outside, but huge victories for us.
Absolutely, definitely.
And I love that y'all are able to celebrate that with the caregivers and parents.
Yeah. I think that's what's so cool about being able to go into the school, and I think that might be coming later, but that we are that connecting piece focused solely on their child. You know, when I was a teacher in a classroom, I would be like, okay, this month we're going to work on sunshine and rainbows. And I would just send a general message out and like unicorns next month. And so this is kind of an opportunity for us to say, hey, specifically to little Johnny or a little Jenny or a little Bobby or a little Alisha, this is what we're working on, and it's a great way to connect. This morning I gave some resources to a school, and then I gave those same exact resources to Mom, and then they can be on that same page. So it's really a cool thing.
I agree.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Rewind.
In my laughing gas. How do you partner with teachers and staff so what that support continues beyond your season?
That's a great
Yeah,
question. A lot of times, and Michelle, you probably feel this as well, there could be something that the teacher's really wanting to work on, but again, parents don't see that. It could be something as simple as putting their jacket on, but that would help the teacher tremendously if, little Johnny can put his jacket on himself. And if not, it's kind of taking from them to be able to get out at recess and that kind of stuff. If it's something simple, but we can say, hey, they're really trying to work on this. Or it could be, I had one family that the little boy was always missing circle time at school. And that's when they were getting their core, phonics. And the teacher was like, I just feel so bad. So it was simple as me saying, hey, Mom, if you could get him there 30 minutes early, he wouldn't be missing the phonics lesson. So there's times like that when the teacher has so many other kids, they might not even be still working when parents come for pickup because of the different shift changes and stuff. So I feel like that's always a way to keep that communication open between all of us.
Yeah, and setting at the end, kind of just saying, okay, what is this goal that we're looking at? Asking for help. So let's think about how we could get it in different routines. And I'll tell Mom to try to do it in these routines. And if you can do it during this routine, then he's getting all this practice, so it's a nice thing. And then to send that message to Mom saying, okay, they're going to work on opportunities to ask for help. You try it during these 2 routines. She's going to try it during lunch and at, playground time. So that way he's got 4 times in a day that he's got that practice. So it's kind of like a nice little button up, again, like connecting to that home and the school. Yes.
Well, it sounds like it's like making it a full team effort to wrap around that child.
Yeah.
Which, we all, it's probably overused, but it takes a village.
Yeah.
And so that is the village communicating.
Yeah. And that's what's great about us also, to get to also be able to go to the other therapies, to go to speech or to OT or PT. We're less involved because we're more observers in that, but we're still connecting. We're doing all that other back end work, connecting to the families and telling them, this is what I saw them doing, and I know you don't have that at home, but you do have stairs, so let's try it on your stairs or whatever. So
Absolutely.
we're the connectors, so in a lot of different places.
Yes.
Tired. A little.
We'll do the dance portion of this after.
It's the weather.
It's the weather for sure.
That's
It's
right.
definitely sleepy time.
How do you bridge what happens at school with families are sorry, I'm kind of reading experiencing at home?
Go ahead.
Michelle touched on this a little bit, and I'm sure she does something similar. You kind of get to know your families. Some families like to text, and they just want you to catch them up that way. Some like a phone call, and then I have a couple families that like it in an email because it's when at the end of the night when they're checking their email, they can see what I worked on. I always give them like a little rundown, whatever activity I'm there doing, what goal we worked on, and then we talk about the goal for the following week. And that's one good thing about our flexibility and being able to communicate through email, phone calls, or text because, families with little ones, they're busy, they have multiple kids, and so they can get to it when needed. You have some that really want that conversation, and so it's kind of nice to be able to be flexible with how we do a follow-up from a visit.
I have some that we're working on transition, so I'll meet them at the community center or the school or whatever at that drop-off time or at that pickup time. So I'll get a little face-to-face time with Mom and then go in with the child and do the rest of the session. So that sometimes in unique situations that happens too.
Is there anything we didn't ask that you'd like to share or any question you have for us?
I really like that. Like this happened this morning before I got here. I have a little child that's getting ready for potty training, and we just happened to have a Family's First webinar coming up. And so I was able to email that to the school and say, hey, I know it's during work hours, but maybe you could plan some lunch breaks so that somebody, can watch that, or you can watch it and take notes, and then was able to send that to the parent too. So I think it's really great how we are not only connecting the family to this specific teacher, we're kind of helping the school, wide and connecting them to other resources. You're helping a family with some things right now too. So it's like connecting them to other resources that can help support not just the family, but the school. So I think that's a cool thing that we get to do.
Yes. And I think that's the biggest takeaway, I think, that I would say to teachers and daycare preschools. We're not coming in to judge how you're running your preschool or how you're teaching. We're there to help. And if we can help you, we will. We want the best for your school and the child that we're serving. And I know it can feel intimidating when someone comes in your classroom. Yeah. And I always try to let them know, like, I'm just here to help. Or if you need me to get out of the way, or you need me. I was at
Today's not a good day.
2-year-old classroom, and there was a fire drill, and we were picking up babies after the fire drill. And she was like, I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't have been here. And I'm like, I don't either, but we're going to get it done together. And so
I feel like we should have a little thing of Tic Tacs when we first go in and say, we're just like the Tic Tacs, a little breath of fresh air. Yes. Like we're supposed to be like, yay, Waves is here. Not like, oh no, I have to be on my best game.
Yes.
Because we're not looking at that. We're just looking to support.
And we understand the struggle of, some of our little ones have some behavior issues, and we understand that that's not easy, especially if you have a classroom full of kids. So we can help them understand that it can get frustrating at times, and give them other strategies to help make their day run smoother.
Absolutely.
Well, what I love that y'all have shared today is because we've had both of you on in the podcast before. And then also we've had lots of different episodes talking about early learning, but specifically what y'all have shared today is more so how we're in daycares and childcare facilities when a lot of our other EIs or early interventionists are inside the homes. So you're kind of exposing and letting our listeners know about how like early intervention, like what y'all are doing goes beyond just that home base, but you're also the community based is a part of that. And then also just love how y'all are so like giving in that you're not just helping the child that is assigned to your caseload. And you don't even view it as a child that's on your caseload. This is a child that you're helping, and then you're also helping the environment that they're in, which is just beautiful. And like, I'm sure those teachers are just so thankful as well. And I don't know if they've ever said it to you or anything like that, but I'm sure like they go home and they're like, oh, that was easier. That fire drill. Couldn't have done it without Alisha.
And our daycare facilities have been sweet to us. Like Michelle and I have said, during holidays, they include us a lot of times.
That's right. We get presents.
Yes, they're very, very.
They always
welcoming.
get our phone number. Like, okay, some people will be like, okay, this is what's happening. Okay,
and because we have seen a
great.
lot of situations before that, it may not be a child that we're seeing, but we can say, hey, this has been really helpful before, and give them that little tip, because sometimes they don't have the background or the education to support that.
Yeah, you have that expertise and more than willing to share the information.
Absolutely,
yeah. I love that. Do y'all have any questions for John and Jenny? Anything that y'all want to get to know about them?
I mean, Mr. Johnny Sunshine.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this podcast? Have you been there since the beginning?
Let's see. It's probably about 3 years.
3 years, okay.
About maybe a little more than that. Yeah.
And you officially retired, right, from Kroger? Is that right?
Oh. Yeah.
Yes.
I started the other place, and I did pretty good so far. I did with Trent, like that. So, that's why they call me Johnny Sunshine. I shine all the time.
That's right.
I think that's a great, perfect name.
Yeah.
Jenny, you did a fantastic job reading these questions. Do you like to read in your free time?
Well, for my free time, I'm on time watching music videos.
Oh, okay.
Starting a playlist.
Okay.
Starting a playlist. I like that.
And the music I like is alternative, hard rock, heavy metal, and pop and Disney.
Oh, that sounds
A
perfect.
mashup of that would be amazing. No country, huh?
Nope, I don't like country. I hate country music. I just don't
Not
care for
everybody's
it.
cup of tea.
My Aunt Tinian. I just don't like it for a reason.
Okay, I love it.
That's fair.
Do you want to share? Like earlier, Jenny told us that she's got one breaking news.
Oh, yes. What's the breaking news?
Your breaking news and your 3 shout-outs. Yeah, you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Number one is this Saturday night at 7 o'clock, puck will drop at downtown Nashville. Go Predators! Again, the former Predator, Benning and Dusters. That's the other team. I'm serious. Number one fan that knows Shea Weber's mother, Shea Weber.
Okay.
And also Miss Weber, the teacher. My teacher.
Nice. Okay.
And the second, another shout out,
Okay.
is our tickets are selling. It's up to you to get tickets. Go see the Nuns and Maria and Coming from Trap this year in May, the 30th and 31st on the weekend.
And that's for Sound of Music, right?
Yet the Sound of Music.
Through Backlight.
Backlight Productions. I have to go back on Monday. The cast, got to read all through the book.
Oh,
I'm learning new languages, like opera, Latin, and German. I'm learning those languages.
Awesome.
That is great.
And another one, yep. Guess what I get to do this Saturday?
what's that?
I'm going to see the Predators game with Brooke.
That's awesome.
It's so fun.
Brooke's already got my ticket.
Double exciting.
I've been there like 9 times.
Wow.
Wow, that's awesome.
Right.
We're gonna have a
7 games of the Preds. 2 more
breakfast.
times
March
of Raw and
24th.
SmackDown.
You got to tell them about that when she's done.
What's that, John? What are you trying to share?
I said we're gonna have a breakfast March 24th, 8 o'clock on a Tuesday. I'll be there. We're gonna say a prayer for this country and then for the waves and all that. I will be there. I've been doing it for several times.
I think he should be the MC
Yeah.
or part of it. Yeah.
If anybody want to come, they're welcome.
That's right.
Tickets on sale.
Well, I'll be there. Time will go fast. Don't worry. They get it sooner or later you think.
It will be here very soon.
And the breakfast, too.
That's right. That's right. Alicia and Michelle, thank you so much for being here with us
Yeah,
today.
thank you.
We're so
Thank
thankful
you for having us.
We're
That's
thankful
no
for the work
problem.
that you do every day, and we're thankful for you coming and sharing a little bit of what you do with us and all of our listeners. So thank you. I'm truly appreciative. John, do you want to sign us off?
Yeah. Okay, Jesus Christ love you, Jesus Christ love you, Jesus Christ love you, Jesus Christ love you. They call me Johnny Sunshine. And I'm going to sign off till next Wednesday. This is Johnny Sunshine, night or day. Amen.
Awesome. That's another episode. We'll see you next week, everybody. Thanks.
Thanks for turning into another episode of Waves of Awareness. We are glad you're here till next time.
Waves of Awareness is a Waves Inc. podcast and made possible thanks to Spread the Positive, the Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee, and Tennessee's Department of Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities. For more information, visit us online at www.wavesinc.com/podcast.